Well, Jason and the guys have been hard at work pulling apart the L88 Corvette, and this year it's a full frame car, as everybody knows a Corvette is. Last year, the 65 Shelby, it's a unibody car, so when we made the jig or the dolly to roll it around on, we didn't have to be as particular. This time, the jig or dolly is actually supporting the body the way the frame would. So we had to do it very strong, make sure it doesn't flex. Plus, we made all the mounts adjustable so we could actually adjust the body the way we would on a frame with shims. Well, most of you know taking the car apart is the easy part. Putting it back together can be a little bit more challenging. But if you get organized at this point in the restoration, it makes life a lot easier later on. What we would do is as every component comes off the car, we would lay it out on the floor. You're going to take up a bit of shop space here, but it's well worth it. Then what we do is we photograph everything, both on the car, off the car. Then we start labeling all the pieces. We also make a bunch of decisions at this point. We would check all the stainless trim, we would check all the chrome, we would check all the upholstery. If the trim needs to go out to get plated, repaired, buffed, whatever, then now's the time to put that all together and make a list of what goes out to the plater. Photograph the entire layout of the chrome on the floor so when it comes back from the plater, you check every piece off so you don't lose anything. Well, now that we got the body organized, we go to the chassis and the drivetrain. And on an L88, it's all about motor and drivetrain. You've got the stamp numbers on the front of the block here. You've got the casting numbers at the rear, and you've got the date code at the rear. Now, there's a bunch of other numbers that are pretty important too. The transmission also comes with the serial number of the car along with the casting numbers. Rear end also has casting numbers on it. Important to document all this now. We photograph it, we write it all down. As the motor comes apart, we also take the head number, we take the intake number, we take the alternator number. We want to make sure as we send out any of these components, we're getting back the original parts. It's a good way to document it if there's any discrepancies later. Another important point is start looking at all the suspension. Now, Larry's decided we're going to go with aftermarket bushings on this car, so it really doesn't matter. The suspension's starting to come apart a little bit on this car, so it's a good time to do it. The frame itself actually looks real nice. Now, what the next step is to get all this stuff taken apart, get it organized, get it put away. The key to a restoration is organization, organization. It'll save you a ton of time and a ton of money later. As I'll show you later on in the show what happens when they come in baskets, sometimes it takes twice as long. So now we're ready to finish stripping this car. It's going to go off to the media blaster and then we'll see if there's any damage.